Yo, what's good, y'all? It's BX Juice. You already know I'm not a blood or a crip, but none of that shit. I pop off regardless. I'm a Bronx kid. Welcome to Regular Real Shit, Music TV. I'm your host, BX Juice. Yeah, man. I'm back, yo. You heard? This is part two of started from the bottom. Now we here. You heard? Um, yeah. So you know, I want to say real quick too, man. I before though I had when I was with the shorty, you know what I'm saying, with the kids, with the grown kids and all that, you know what I'm saying, and I had the black Jetta, the all black on black shit, like I was saying in part one. I did call shorty, I did call Chocolate though, man. I called her one time, like, you know what I'm saying, I was probably like 2 years in with shorty, you know what I'm saying. I did call her, and you know she was on some I had a man type shit, you know what I'm saying, and that was that, you know what I'm saying. I told her I'd holler at her, and then it was like another 3 years, you know what I'm saying, before I had talked to her again, and that was like around this time, you know what I mean. So like yeah, man, you know, so like I said, man, me and Shorty down there was shaky now. It's really at the end of everything. I'm I basically don't even want to be around there no more. I'm just tired of being around there, period. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to move on now, you know? And by this time, I got my Saturn Aura, you heard? All white joint. Excuse me. The joint I got now, you heard? Had my joint fixed up, you know what I'm saying? I had to get a couple of things done to it, you know what I'm saying? My brother, shout out to my brother K-Son, you know, he was there for me a lot. Wound up talking to my brother, man, and was able to, you know, get the rest of my car taken care of and fixed. And, you know, by doing that, it got me out of that situation. You know, one day I just said, you know, I'm out, man. You know what I'm saying? I just was just chilling. I already had all my shit in my car anyway. My bike was gone. I had parked that shit somewhere else. I took it out of there. And, you know, one day I just was like, yo, I'm out. I'm gone, son. I just got up and left. Got in my car and broke out. Now, like I said, man, my son is up here, you know what I'm saying? Him and his mom, they finally got their apartment and all that through DCS. You know, she got him back. And through DCS and all that, they got their apartment and stuff out there in Bridgeport, in Connecticut out here. So, you know, I was ready to head back to New York City, you know what I'm saying? Because I was talking to my cousin Travis Bentley, you heard, and he was letting me know how he was able to get his joint, his apartment and all that. So I was like, oh shit, man, I need to take my ass back to New York and see what I could do. So, you know, that's what I did, you know what I'm saying? I was going to do that, and that's not what I did. Before I was about to do that, I actually called my baby moms, you know what I'm saying? Because I, you know, being with this girl right here, you know what I'm saying, I lost out a little bit of time. Like, plus my son, you know, she had to get him back or whatever she had to do. So I didn't get a chance to spend no time with my son, man, at all. You know what I'm saying? He was getting bigger and shit like that. So I was like, yo, you know what? Let me see what she doing real quick. Called her, you know, let her know right then and there, like, yo, B, check this out. I'm about to go back to New York, man. I could get my own apartment or whatever out there. And, you know, but I would like to come up there and chill out and hang out with Juju. You know what I'm saying? So, and you know, so she was like, yeah, you know how that go. Yeah, you can come up here. Like I said in one of my other videos and shit, because I spoke a little bit about it. I touched down on that. And like I said there, yeah, you know, you can come up here. You know what I'm saying? And I let her know, listen, man, we not going to be together. So, you know, I don't have to come up there. I can go straight to New York, you know what I'm saying, and start my journey on getting my apartment. But I would like to come up here and spend some time with Juju. You know what I'm saying? No, his birthday was coming up, so you know I gotta, you know, I talked to her straight up. Hopefully, you're not in your feelings, because if that's the case, then I won't come. Um, you know, and that's basically what I was doing, you know. So she told me, yeah, come on, you can come through. Don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, bet. So I drove up there. You know what I'm saying? And instead of going to New York, I drove up that way. Went up there with my son. You know, he was still in school and everything. So I got there. I was able to, come in the household, do his homework with him, take him to school, pick him up from school, show him how to, wipe his behind correctly because now he's about 6, about to turn 7. So I'm in there now to show him the things that I need to start showing him. You know what I'm saying? Take giving him a shower and stuff like that. Doing the things I'm supposed to do for my son, man, because he's like 6, going on 7. Um, you know, Washing all his clothes. I got all his clothes together and stuff that she couldn't do. I got all that stuff together, blankets, sheets, and everything, clothes, all that. Took that stuff to the laundry, washed all of my son's stuff, and I was there, waking my son up, because he peed in the bed, so I'd wake him up at, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, check and see if he peed. If he didn't pee, I would get him up. Yo, come on, son, get up real quick, son. Take him to the bath, walk him to the bathroom, let him use the bathroom, that way he lay back down, he good by the morning, he don't pee. I had him on that type of schedule, so, I was doing, playing my part. I was still going to work, and, like I said, I started my regular real cleaning business, but I also was working with this other company, cleaning company, Homoglow. So, I was making money and shit like that, making sure she was all right. Like I said, I get up, take my son to school. We'd get up in the morning, all three of us will huddle up and get in a huddle and a prayer huddle and say a little prayer. That was every morning. Those things make me feel good. You come in the room, yo, daddy, can we play sorry? I get up, you know what I'm saying? Come on, me and this mom, we get up and go play sorry, play the game. All three of us sitting there playing. That was fun. I enjoyed that. That was a good time for me. And that's very good, when I was doing that with my son. So, like I said, man, taking him to school and doing everything I'm supposed to do with him. And that lasted for about 5 months, and then I just, I think before I got up there though, like after that, that worked for like 5 months, almost 6 months. Had his birthday and stuff like that. That was there, you know what I'm saying? And we threw him a party and whatever we did. Take him out for his birthday. So, that was cool, man. You know what I'm saying? And I love that, that I got a chance to spend the time with my son. Um, and 5 months in, you know, 5 months in being up there with them, like I told you, I'm not with her. I thought me and her, I thought we explained that to each other and got that through to each other. I guess she felt a certain kind of way. She was, hiding them feelings from me like women do. They hide them feelings, man. And, instead of being real with me, she I kept it real with her. She didn't want to keep it real with me because she was in her feelings. She wanted to be in a relationship, but that's not what I came up there for. We had our time or whatever the case may be. And I thought we had an understanding with that. But she didn't, you know what I mean? So I wound up, she wound up wanting to bring some nigga in her house, you know what I'm saying? Instead of her sitting down talking to me like I do with her, and I told her she could do that at any time. Because what happened was, um, I thought about my chocolate. I thought about chocolate shorty, you know what I'm saying? I was like, dang, I need to call chocolate shorty, man. And, I was looking for her, so I looked found her on Facebook and shit. I found her up there. And, we got in contact with each other and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And she happened to be right around the area in Bridgeport where I was at, where my son and them was at. So, I've been talking to her, so I'm there, doing the same thing what I'm gotta do for my son and stuff like that. Um, but then, I'll take him to school in the morning time. Then after school, I go straight to work. I'm working, you know what I'm saying? So I get off work about maybe 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. I usually get there before her. So, if she wants to, she got time to get up and go out and go hang out with her friend or whatever she want to do. Um, Cause I'll take Juju, I'll go pick Juju up from school at 3 o'clock. I'll go get him, have him with me, make sure he do his homework or whatever. If I'm helping him doing at that time or whatever. I enjoyed that picking my son up from school, man. Same thing with Romello. I enjoyed the same thing with him. I did the same thing. Um, and by then about 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, I'll be getting myself ready, and I'll go step out and go hang out with my people. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think she was on it like that. I thought we had an understanding, like I said, in the agreement. Um, so she started. I guess she didn't start liking that. Cause she see I was doing that, often. So you know, after a while, not even too long, after like maybe 2 weeks of me getting back with my chocolate shorty, the chocolate Mary Poppins, you heard? After that, then she started, she had tried to tell me she wanted to bring some nigga in the house. Not that she wanted to, she brought some nigga in the house while I'm still there. And I'm looking at her like, yo, what's wrong with you? Yo, I'm still in the house. Then you bring somebody around my son that you don't even know. My son don't even know because you thirsty to have somebody, or I don't know what you're trying to do. All you had to do was sit down and talk to me about that. Yo, Julius, so you know what? I thought it was going to work. We've been here for 5 months. I see, I still have feelings. Or whatever she had to say, she could have said to me. You know what I'm saying? Instead of doing it that way, you bringing somebody in here, going to tell me, oh, I had somebody in here last night. All this nonsense. I'm looking at her like, what? I'm still here. You should have waited till I got out or something and, or sit down and explain that to me. I wouldn't have had no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I thought the type of time we was on. So she didn't respect that. So you know what? We got into it or whatever. But most at the end of the day, I just right then and there, I just packed my shit, put my shit in my car, and I left. And that was that. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed my time up there with my son, and then and from then on, man, I just been doing what I gotta do for him. I go see him for at that time, I was still going to see him all the time, whatever. And after I left, I had this, that's when I had to be in my car because I had nowhere to go, and I was gonna go back to New York, but I ended up coming up there with my son. So, now I ain't got nowhere to go, but I'm back in contact with my chocolate shorty, you heard, with the chocolate Mary Poppins. So I'm back in contact with her. She working, she got a good ass job, you know what I'm saying? I'm working, I got my nice job in the car and stuff like that. So, she's staying somewhere with, she ain't really want to be at for, for too much longer. But, after that, now I'm back in my car, so she's not in the car with me right now. You know what I mean? She's still in the place where she at, but I'm coming over there, parking in the parking lot. She coming downstairs and she chilling with me. We going here and there. You know what I'm saying? Chilling till about 10 o'clock, maybe 9, 10 o'clock, because she got to get up and go to work the next day. And plus, I had to get up and go to work too. So we'll chill about to that time. I'll leave her, but I'm in my car, like I said. You know what I'm saying? And she where she at, man. And we doing that every day, man. Next thing you know, I guess where she was at. Motherfuckers start acting crazy up there, whatever they was doing up there, whatever her situation was up there, and she ended up coming in the car with me. You know what I'm saying? Now, all this long time we've been chilling in the car. We've been talking about, getting back in acquaintance because, we talked about, the brief split that we had, you know what I'm saying? I let her know that I had got locked up. I was in trouble, so I couldn't, use my phone no more. She let me know. She called me and all that and was sending me text messages. Actually, when I got out, though, and I looked at my phone, I did see a text message from her. You know what I'm saying? That I had left off from when I first was dropping her off in the beginning. And she did leave me a text message saying, she really wanted to chop it up with me and this, that, and the third. So I was like, oh, okay, so she did, you know, she was in contact with me. So, that was good, you know what I'm saying? And so I learned that she ain't forget about me or whatever. So, now like I said, we in the car every day. The next thing you know, she got into it up there where she was at, and we just made a decision because, we said we was gonna do the relationship thing. We just made the decision that we was gonna do that, and she was just gonna come in the car and be with me, man. And that's what basically started from the bottom, and now we here is about. You know what I'm saying? So she came in the car with me. You know what I'm saying? Now we riding around and we basically staying in the car. You know what I'm saying? Wherever we at, we spending all of our time in the car. You know what I'm saying? Get up in the morning, sleep in the car, get up, take her to work. You know what I'm saying? She be at work all day. I go to work for however long I'm gonna go. Get off, come pick her up. We back in the car all day, smoking. You know, getting to know each other more, chilling. You know what I'm saying? We ain't have nowhere to go. You know, she did have, it's much better when you driving, you know what I'm saying, and you're in and you're moving around. That's much better because we was doing all that, driving in the beach, down there by the beach and all that stuff. That's where we spent most of our time, down there by the beach, where the park was at. It's a big park. Um, and it's good. The Bridgeport University and shit down that way. So that's where we spent most of our time at, down there over there. And we in the car every day. You know what I'm saying? Um, Shout out to, like I said, shout out to my brother K, son, because he was always holding me down, man. I had my little brother. My brother was helping me out a lot. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times I had to fix the car, man. So me and Shorty was doing it like that. Nights here and there we'd go stay in hotels and stuff like that because we had the money to do that. But for the most part, we was in the car. You know what I'm saying? Had our stuff in storage, and you know, through living like that, that's how I got a chance to see, like, okay, this girl want to be with me because what girl's gonna, you know, what girl want to stay in the car with you? You know what I'm saying? So I knew that. You know what I mean? That shit meant a lot. I was like, okay. And as time went on, as time went on, excuse me, as time went on, like I said, we staying in the car. You know what I mean? Um, and that let me get to see right then and there that she was, she was with that. She was with, wanting to be with me. Nobody gonna stay with you, especially no girl. They ain't gonna stay with you if you in a situation like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what let me know. Covers and everything. You know what I'm saying? That's what let me know every night. You know what I'm saying? What's hers became mine, what mine became hers. You know what I'm saying? And and that's how we was doing it. You know what I'm saying? For a long time, we was in the car for a long time. Next thing you know, um, the car had messed around. Through driving and stuff like that. But I was taking care of the car. I was doing what I had to do. Like, so through that though, next thing you know, the car was in driving the car around a lot. I thought, problems started occurring, you know what I mean? So I, thinking that it was a belt and thinking it was this and that. You never know with the car what it is until it's like with cars, it's process of elimination, man. That's how it gotta go. So with that, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I bet. So you know, driving the car for a long time. The car was helping us for a long time. It was riding for a while, man. At least good at 8-9 months, man. After I left out of there from my baby mom's crib and got back in the car. The car held up for at least 8 to 9 months, man. And one day I was just driving over here, like I said, by that beach where we started spending most of our time at. One day I was just driving by there, man. You know what I'm saying? And the whole car just and I actually I was able to park in a parking space. The whole car just stopped right there, man. And I was able to, and I just had parked right there, man. And where we parked at was good because, her job, she was still close to her job and walking distance. Where we was at, it was nothing but, patrolling because, the university is right there. So cops patrol all day there, plus security from the school. They patrolling all day there because it's the beach, big park. Everybody come there. So, it was kind of, the engine blew, that was it, man, and, to tell you the truth, it's way better to have the car moving than not. Once the car stopped moving and the engine blew, that's where things got ugly for a little bit, because no electricity, you know what I'm saying, had to keep taking the battery to AutoZone, and like we can't move around now. You see what I'm saying? So not driving. So that prompted me to get up out of the car. She had and that's a good thing. Like I said, her job was close by. Plus she had friends that's close by, cause she from out here. She know people out here. I'm the nigga that don't know nobody out here. You know what I'm saying? So she was kind of good. She had a friend right there that was helping us out. Buy some food and shit like that, and keep it in the house over there. So they helped us do that. So we did what we had to do. Stayed in the car, man. She stayed right beside me. That's how I knew we was gonna be together. Um, So, through staying right there and being parked right there, now that the engine is blown, can't go nowhere, can't drive around, move around, so we stuck right there. Like I said, I ain't got nowhere to go, so I got to stay in the car. You know what I'm saying? And I'm in the car 24/7. Now, it was better when it was moving. Now it ain't moving no more. The engine is gone. So, you know, nothing to do, but nothing I could do, but sit there. I ain't have the money to fix the engine. You know what I'm saying? So but I was walking around. I had to get out the car, because it's summertime. It's hot. The sun is beaming through the car window, so you know how hot the car gonna get. And we right there in the sun, man. It's a good thing. On one side, we right the where the sun rise at. It was right there, but on the sun setting, we parked right in front of a tree, yo. That was right there. And it's the summertime, so the leaves grew back, gave us perfect shade, man, perfect shade. So we was good. In the spot we was in, I ain't have to worry about getting towed or nothing. No tickets, no nothing. The car's there right now, man. So yeah, man, being so that it's so hot in there, I wasn't gonna stay. I can't sit in the car all day. She basically at work, so she in AC all day. Until she get out, and come back over where I'm at. But the good thing is the sea is right there. Like I said, we by the beach, so the water is there. But I couldn't sit in the car like that, man. You know what I'm saying? I used to have to get out the car, go sit in the park, and I started doing my little workouts over there. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, I was walking around. I started doing a lot of walking around in the area, because I couldn't take showers and shit, man. I found the YMCA up towards that way, you know what I'm saying? Just found the YMCA. Wasn't too bad of a walk from where I was at. Nice little walk though, you know what I'm saying? But I was a messenger, so walking to me ain't shit, man. So it was a nice little walk from the car to that YMCA, man. And then everything else was around all the stores and all that other stuff. So, I was walking around, walking to the YMCA, taking a shower if I could, you know what I'm saying? Do what I gotta do. And through that, I got some food stamps. The ladies, they got the people in there, the staff that's up in there. And, I asked her, like, yo, what's up, man? What y'all do here? She told me at that time, oh, we can help you get food stamps. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm thinking that, all right, they help people get food stamps. And, you could come in here and take a shower and stuff like that. So that's what I thought it was for. And so I was going there for a couple of months. You know what I'm saying? Taking a shower, you know what I'm saying? Taking anything how they said I could use that place for an address. So I was good. She took all my information, remember, because she helped me with the food stamps. So I'm like, okay. So she got all my information. I'm there about 6 months now. 7, 8 months we in the car. And I'm going to this YMCA. You know what I'm saying? One day I was just chilling and I was, one of the staffs came out and I'm like, yo, I help people get apartments here. I didn't know. She's like, yeah, what you think I do? I just help you get food stamps? I was like, yeah, I thought that's all you did. She's like, nah, I help you get apartment too. Next thing you know, she asked me for my ID. I went and got ID, got my birth certificate. Shit, that's what she asked me for. Got it to her. Right away, boom. Next thing you know, she asking me, I let her do. I'm gonna do my thing, do what I gotta do. She did it, man, and within that 6, 7, 8 months, 9 months that we was in there, and I was found that place. Yo, man, she just came to me one day and was like, yo, I got you rapid refund housing. I'm like, what? Oh shit, for real? I'm like, I didn't know what that was. and she was like, I'll let you know what it is, but I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you this number and you go talk to this counselor. Her name is Christy or whatever. I'm like, all right, good, bet. So now I'm like, okay, I got rapid refund, and so now it's like we got 9 months in the car, man. Like 9, 10 months in the car now. The engine been blown for like 2 months. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, damn, man. But now I got this good news. So periodically she would come to me and she said, hey, listen, you don't mind, you don't have to stay in no shelter, but I can try to get you in the shelter. You don't have to stay in there. I'm like, I don't want to stay in there. I'll just stay in my car. She's like, all right, fuck, just stay in your car then. And that's what I did. I just stayed in my car. And next thing you know, she came out to me. She was like, yo, I want you to take this number down. This person name is Christy. You're going to go see her. She's over here, such and such place. I was like, I bet. I went over there the next day. Went over there, go see the lady. She sat down with me. She was like, yo, this is rapid refund housing. That's for you. We're gonna be paying $15.72 for you. So I'm like, wow, okay, dag, man. I was happy, man. I was like, dag, man. All right, so I'm like, wow, all right. And so she like, we're gonna pay that. You gotta do this, do that, do this, do that. She gave me the paper. She like, yo, you can start looking for an apartment immediately. I'm like, wow, man, thank you. You know what I'm saying? And all this time, the car's down there. The car's still down there. You know what I'm saying? Engine blowing. I'm about to buy the engine soon. But yeah, man, that made me have me like, yo, wow, man. Next thing you know, as soon as I left her office with my budget letter, man, I went looking for places. I looked at this room, didn't want the room. I was like, nah, you know what? I don't want to share no bathroom and kitchen and all that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nah, I got to go for something within this 15. So I'm like, damn, I got like 15. They going to pay 15 for me. So shit, I can look for something 14. I started looking. I found the joint. I went to go look at the joint. I paid my $50 for the application fee and all that. I didn't get the apartment. I'm like, okay, I don't want to keep paying $50 and then giving these landlords $50 for free. So I found one that was nice, man. You know what I'm saying? I explained to the lady that I didn't want to keep paying $50 and not getting picked. She was like, no problem. I came, looked at the place. You know what I'm saying? Homegirl came. The place was good. Homegirl came over, had my paperwork ready. We did all the paperwork right then and there. And the lady handed me my keys to my apartment, man. You know what I'm saying? And me and my shorty, the Chocolate Mary Poppins, we've been here ever since. And that's how we started from the bottom. Now we here. You heard? And that's facts, man. Like, and I'm very grateful, you know what I'm saying? All praise is due to the Most High, you heard? So, it is what it is. But like I said, man, we started from the bottom, now we here. You heard? I'm not in the car yet, but we in our own place. And that's a blessing within itself. You heard? So, I'm very grateful for that, man. This is facts, you heard? Yo. But, yo, thank you, yo, for taking the time out and listen to this joint right here. This is, like I said, the second part to the relationship exes and new partners. This is part 2 of started from the bottom. Now we here. You heard? We here. You already know. It's BX Juice. I'm not a blood or a crip or none of that shit. I pop off regardless. I'm a Bronx kid. You heard? Shout out to the Chocolate Mary Poppins and my brother K-Son, you heard? Shout out to the whole Bronx and New York City. And shout out to Connecticut, man. It's BX Juice, you heard? Bow.